Welcome to Lesson 78, Graphing Inequalities. Our objective is I can graph an inequality on a number line. So we have used these symbols before. Yeah, not symbols like the ones we clang together, but we have an equal sign, which we can hit the equal sign button on our calculator over by the backspace key. We have, this is a less than symbol. So I could say that 3 is less than 4, and that would be true. And we can do that by hitting Shift, comma on American keyboards down in the bottom right of your keyboard. Then this is a greater than symbol. So an example of this would be 5 is greater than 2. That would be a true statement. And we can type that by hitting Shift period down on the bottom right of your keyboard. So now let's combine them together. This is greater than or equal to, which means that 3 can be greater than or equal to 3. That works totally well. We could say that 5 is greater than or equal to 3 as well. So this is the greater than or equal to sign. This one is less than or equal to. If we're typing on a computer, in order to write greater than, we would type the greater than sign and then an equal sign to say that. And if we were going to type a less than or equal to symbol on the computer, we would type a less than or equal sign right next to each other. So let's graph a number on our number line. Let's graph the number 4. So let's set up, I'm going to set this up too big. Let's set it up a little bit smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so if we were graphing the number 4, I would just put a solid dot on the number 4. So that's how you graph a number on a number line. That's nothing new. A little bit of review there. But let's graph a range of numbers. And since we're graphing all the numbers greater than 4, I'm going to shift everything a little bit to the left. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, before we usually think of graphing all the numbers bigger than 4 by putting dots on 4, 5, 6. Oh, greater than 4, that does not mean it's equal to 4. So we would typically think of something like this, but that's not actually true, right? What about 4.5 in here, or 6.5, or even the irrational number 5.31567, and so on. Like those are numbers that are all bigger than 4, but we haven't graphed them. So instead of doing dots, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an arrow at 4. Since it doesn't include 4, it's going to be a hollow dot with an arrow in the direction that all the numbers include. So it's all the numbers in this direction, not including 4. That's why there's a solid dot. That's why I'm using a solid dot, or sorry, a hollow dot. So a hollow dot means that it does not include that number. And a solid dot means it does include the number. So let's do one together. Let's graph all the numbers greater than or equal to 4. So I'm going to do 4. We'll sketch a really quick number line here. Okay, so it's greater than or equal to greater than or equal to, which means that it does include 4. So I'm going to need a solid dot at 4. And then it's greater, and this is the direction that it is greater, so I'm going to sketch a little line and an arrow to indicate that it's greater. That's what I would do since I'm drawing in a different color. If I'm drawing in the same color, then I'll put a little flag like this, just so it's easier to see on the whiteboard. But since we're using the magic of technology, I can graph right on top of this blue line, and you can tell that it's there. So it's all the numbers greater than 4 and equal to 4. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. Now that we've done it on your own, let's do it together. So here's -2, here's -3, here's -1. I want a solid dot at -2 since it does include it, and it's all the numbers less than -2. So I'm going to draw an arrow to the left. Let's do this one. So here's 3, here's 4, here's 2, just so I get a sense of scale. And I want all the numbers less than 3. Well, 3 is not less than 3, so I'm going to use a hollow dot at 3. I want all the numbers less than 3, so my arrow is going to go to the left. Go ahead and pause the video and try this last one on your own. Now that you've tried it on your own, let's do it together. So I've got -2, got -1 over here, and -3. I want all the numbers not including -2 that are bigger than it. So I use a hollow dot and then an arrow to the right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.